this video, I'm going to show you how to make a plant potter out of 2 milk cartons. This plant potter has a handle from the milk carton handle, and it's the same size as the milk cartons, so you can put a lot of these next to each other and they don't take up a lot of space. It also has a water reservoir, so if you have a thirsty plant, you don't have to constantly water because it will grow its roots into the reservoir. Suck those up, like tomatoes, for example. Might work well in these indoors. All right, I'll show you how to make it. All right, so what you need to make this is 2 milk jugs. They could be half gallon or they could be full gallon, but they both have to be the same size, and at least one of them has to have this freshness indicator, which is the indented circle. And we also need something to cut the milk jugs, which can be an X-Acto knife or a box cutting tool. And then last is the something to do a belt hole punch, which is right here. You can use a pocket knife belt. A pocket knife usually has a belt hole punch, but you can also just use the tip of a screwdriver. That would work just fine as well. And the easiest cut you want to make is around the center of one of the milk cartons. It just goes all the way around, and you want it to be positioned so that the freshness pop seal thing is kind of going through the center. The line is going through the center of that, and you want it there because this is going to be the water reservoir, and those are going to help provide some air into it. The bottom part you can discard or you can keep. It works as a funnel. It's kind of a nice funnel with the handle, otherwise it's trash. All right, here's the other milk carton split into 3 pieces. These 3 pieces are where the soil is going to go is the bottom piece here. This middle piece is garbage. You can get rid of that piece. And this last piece, the top, is going to be the support for the soil in the reservoir. And when you make these cuts, you want to try to make this as useful as a handle as possible so that this whole thing can be picked up just from this handle. So that means on this bottom here, you try to make it kind of in the middle at the lowest point of the handle, so that it's both provides good structure and it also has the biggest opening as possible. And then at the top, you want a little bit of that lip at the top. So from the other side, you can see here, you can catch out the lip that I'm taking out because this part doesn't matter. When you're cutting the top support piece, try to include the entire circle of the top of the handle. When this is on there, it will give it additional strength because the line along the top goes all the way around instead of going up just for the top of the handle. So get that entire circle inside. If the edge next to the top of the handle is bending inwards and causing the whole thing to fold over while it's trying to support, you may have to manually take it out and pull it out so that it's folding outward instead of inward. Just force it like this a few times and it will create a bend that will help it add better support while it's inside the container. All right, the next step is putting some holes in the one that's going to contain the soil so that the soil can get hydrated from the reservoir. So we're going to use any kind of belt punch or screwdriver and poke quite a few holes in here. Like I'd poke in maybe 3 holes for each side, which would be 12 holes total, would be pretty good. So just poke them in, and that's all you have to do for this part. All right, now that I have my holes in the bottom of the soil container, I'm going to put the soil container inside of the other container, and the other container has the support in it. So you want to position that support to hold up the container that has the handle in it. All you do is slide them together until it stops from that support, and then you're good to go. And the first container that you cut next to the freshness seal is going to provide some airflow into the other one. Now it's done. It's ready to fill with soil. Now you have a finished plant holder that you can put some seedlings in, or you can grow some seeds. You can lift it with the handle and it will bring the reservoir with it because the water in there is going to create some seal over time. And as you water it, the reservoir will fill up. And you want to be careful that you're looking through this transparent plastic, because when it goes up here, it's going to leak over. And if you don't have a spill dish, It's gonna make a little bit of a mess. So watch that line there. Otherwise, you're good to go.